What is up, guys? It's Fernando back with another video. Today we have my SmackDown recap and review for the July 24th episode. Um, Again, not the best show, but I will give at the very low bar that they set, I will give this show props and WWE props. This was a little bit better. We got a little bit of substance and some storytelling and some progression and everything. Some things that tell the future of what we can expect at SummerSlam and potentially going forward. So overall, it wasn't the most god awful SmackDown like we're used to seeing. So let's get into it. The show with the contract signing between Gunther and Nick Aldis. They basically come to the ring, say that Nick Aldis, Adam Pearce says that Nick Aldis will forego his general manager duties for the foreseeable future. They get the contract signing, and then we have promos cut by both of them. Gunther basically tells him that that Nick Aldis is jealous of him, that he's everything that he's wanted to be, and that Nick Aldis just wasn't that good, and that Gunther's going to finish his career before it even started. And then Nick Aldis goes back and says that he has nothing to lose. He hasn't wrestled in 3 years. Now, this wasn't too bad because we got a good Gunther promo. Not him complaining and bitching about something with Cody Rhodes. We got him being able to tell a story. Him being able to be that villainous character and degrading someone and putting them down. Like, he's very good at being that bully. That is where Gunther shines the most, is him being able to put someone down and essentially being the bully. And they have the perfect candidate in a general manager, Nick Aldis, who hasn't wrestled in many, many years. And they end up fighting. Gunther ends up powerbombing Nick Aldis through a table. So overall, we got that back and forth promo. And this storyline has been built up and progressing for weeks and weeks and weeks and for a long time. And finally, this seems like the best storyline going into SummerSlam, it seems like, which is shocking because between Gunther and a general manager. And finally, we got them trading blows back and forth and then end in some physicality only a week before SummerSlam. I would start by saying this is a pretty good way to start the show. Then we get to Sammy in a backstage segment. He's just talking to the camera, and he's crashing out. And he has every valid reason, and he makes very good points every single time. He basically calls out the company for Cody and CM Punk being their golden boys, how the company's happy that they can put those two on the poster. It was fantastic work by Sami Zayn. His character work has just gone up and up and up and up every single week. He saved the feud between Gunther and Cody, and now his character work being on the side, not being in the match, is really showing through. He's being that justified, annoying, heel-ish type of character, and it seems to be working. People are grasping towards it. People said WWE did him wrong by taking him the title away, and eventually gets him a spot here at SummerSlam because he complained that he wasn't at SummerSlam, and now he will be in a number one contenders match against Finn Balor, which we will get on to later in the night. So overall, Sammy's little promo here, fantastic. Then we get Laney Reed versus Brie Bella in a one-on-one match. This match went on for it seemed like 1 minute. Brie Bella is able to roll her up, but then we get the announcement that it's going to be, and then Fatal Influence attacks after the match, and we get the returning Nikki Bella. Then we get the announcement that it's going to be Fatal Influence versus the Bellas and Paige at SummerSlam. I'm not too happy about this. I mean, this is just one more match that WWE is trying to throw onto the card, saying, here, take it. We got to fill slots when there's a million other things like the United States Championship match, and a lot of their champions aren't even on the card, and they're just throwing this 6-woman tag match for the names that no one gives a damn about, like the Bellas. Like, genuinely no one cares about them. I'm glad that Fatal Influence is going to get the spotlight, and the women's tag titles are going to be on the card. They're not going to be defended, but either way, we get that. Hoopla. No, this was kind of dumb. This is going to be like the bathroom break of SummerSlam. And then we get another qualifying match for the women's ladder match at SummerSlam. We have Chelsea Green versus Kiana James. Another real short match. Chelsea's able to hit the Unprettier and pick up the win. Not too much to say here besides everyone loves Chelsea Green. She's going to be in the ladder match. Expect her to have some great moments in the ladder match. So I'm glad to see her qualify. And then we get to the Cody Rhodes and CM Punk segment. They come to the ring and they go back and forth. I'm just going to start off by saying I thought this promo was extremely overrated. I read a few of what people had to say online, and people thought it was like the best thing ever, that Punk cooked him on the mic. they both had their fair share. I liked at the beginning when Cody Rhodes went out there and said that he did that everything that CM Punk talked about in his pipe bomb years and years and years ago. He went out, rebuilt himself, came back to WWE, and then they kind of go back and forth with the "you're my friend, you're not my friend," and then CM Punk takes some shots at him, saying that everyone else is his enemies, that he is Cody's best friend. It was real odd. Maybe some things went over my head. Maybe my critical thinking cap wasn't on, but. And then they kind of go back and forth in saying in different ways that they're going to kick each other's asses. Like I said, it wasn't bad. The beginning really fired me up. Them two going back and forth with just the image, I would say it was all right. I expected a little them to dive deeper into each other's past, into the feud, really go at each other. Maybe that's not what they're here building this up for. Maybe they are trying to show a little bit of respect, but at the end of the day, I think the whole respect thing is kind of a little bit out the window. Cody says he doesn't like him, but he respects him as an opponent, and the same goes for CM Punk. So it's odd that they want to take personal shots, but they don't want to take personal shots, and it kind of looks a little bit corny. Like I said, back when they first met, like months and months ago, right after Mania, they were kind of having a glaze off, saying whenever you want a chance, just say when. So I'm not sure what to think of this feud. Like, is there bad blood? Is there not? Like, I get that they're being serious and they're trying to say, oh, you faked, hit me with the belt, or you on purpose, you threw that microphone at me, you dropped the microphone in front of them. So like, it's just corny beef is at the end of the day what it is, and I think they're trying to build up Cody like he has to be the enemy of his opponent to really respect him, and that's what I think CM Punk was. Maybe the stuff went over my head, like I said, but all right segment, but I don't think it didn't blow my mind like a lot of people online are saying. Like overall, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. Yeah, just a good refresher of this feud, and seeing maybe they'll finish it off with some heat next week. I thought their promo months and months and months and months ago was better than this, when they're taking real shots at each other, saying that Cody's now that CM Punk's following Cody because Cody was the big guy in the face of the company. So we'll see where they go from here. If they even try to elevate this a little bit at the last second right before SummerSlam. Then we get Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax, and it pretty much immediately gets disqualification. Jade Cargill comes out and hits Charlotte Flair, so she's qualified for the ladder match. It's getting to a point where this is corny. I was really amped for this feud between Charlotte and Jade because I really thought they could cook something up. But they all they've done is just interferences and just corny, petty, taking out each other's friends and just getting in each other's way. That's all it is. There's no real material here between these two, and that is just really just it just gets pushed to the side, and eventually no one cares. Like, if they're not going to speak to each other, if they're just going to constantly ruin matches and just mess with each other that way, it doesn't build the hype for any of it. So Charlotte's obviously going to go into the ladders match. She's probably going to win it because they need someone to face Rhea Ripley. And I want to see how long they drag this out for before we actually get a match between the two of them, maybe for the women's champion or the interim champion or whatever. But like I said, this was just real dumb, pointless, and just another spot filler. And to that note, they said they looked at the comments and were like, oh shit, we didn't put any women on Raw. Let's put all the women on SmackDown and have them have 3 matches or whatever it was. And let's all make them 1 minute long. Then the W's like, here, take this. You want your women here? Take it. We'll give you 1 minute each match. That's what it seemed like. And it's going to end in a roll-up or a disqualification, or it's going to end abruptly real quickly. So that seems like WWE did that. Let these women shine. And to end the show, we have the Fatal 4-Way between Finn Balor, Damian Priest, Royce Keys, and Trick Williams. And this was to figure out who's facing Sami Zayn at SummerSlam for the number 1 contender for the WWE Championship. I love this. I loved every aspect of this match. We have a match that is meaningful between 4 people that could that 4 new faces that can get thrusted into the main event scene by just winning a match. It's crazy when you add stipulations and a story behind stuff and make the matches meaningful. Not only if they put on good in-ring, it can really build to something else. And that's what we got here. It ends with Solo coming out, trying to help Royce Keys. The Usos coming out to take Solo. LA Knight trying to even the numbers game with Solo. They eventually all fight. And then Jacob Fatu makes his presence known. He pulls someone out on a pin. And then it ends with Finn Balor pinning Damian Priest after a coup de grace. So that was a real. The interferences were a bit much, but I could see why they just want to build that tag team match, that 6-man tag match. But like I said, and we have Finn Balor as the winner. Dare I say, Finn Balor getting a push? It's something. I don't want to get my hopes up. I really, really, really don't want to get my hopes up. I don't want Finn Balor fans to get their hopes up. But something seems different about this Finn Balor win. Something seems different about this Finn Balor number 1 contenders match. The only part I don't like is going to be at the expense of Sami Zayn, who's been doing great work. But like I read someone that said Royce Keys is at SummerSlam. Trick Williams is maybe going to be at SummerSlam. Damian Priest kind of really didn't make sense. And then you have Finn Balor. Like they got the winner right, clearly, obviously. I'm just glad that they're finally building something, and we're gonna get the number 1 contenders match to see who is going to face either Cody or Punk. Will it be Sammy or will it be Finn Balor? And I'm just real excited. I was mind blown when they said, you know what, we're gonna have a number 1 contenders just straight up, no tournament because they have to do a tournament like for the King of the Ring or qualification matches or something like that. It's just straight up. You win this match, you're going into a match to be the number 1 contender. And that's what and they gave us that. And like I said, great way to end the show. And the in-ring was good. All 4 were going back and forth constantly. So, we'll see. We'll see what if WWE decides to fucking drop their nuts for a night and have Finn Balor win or do something of substance, because it seems like WWE's really taking notice that people are sick of all these golden boys at the top. I do like someone like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. All like it's just the same, like 6 to 8, maybe not even around the world title picture for the past few years, and it's getting boring and boring and boring, and it's affecting these shows. So maybe WWE decides to pull something off at SummerSlam and just throw a curveball at us and change it. I'm not going to get my hopes up, because every time I do, I get let down by this dog shit of a show. But like I said, not too bad of a show. We got next Friday, the send-off episode before SummerSlam, and we got Monday. So we'll see if any more matches get announced. Because right now, I believe we have 10 matches announced, so that maybe they'll do 5 and 5. I think the perfect schedule would be 6 and 6. I don't think we have the United States Championship on the card yet, so maybe they throw that on there, and then they throw maybe something else on there to make it 6 and 6. I'm not too sure, but yeah, overall, I'd probably give this show maybe a 6.5 or a 7 out of 10. Just because of how bad it's been. I'm gonna get a little bit excited. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Have a good one.